196. Reassigned were actually 439, and those who went on a wool, DFR and others, is 157. So you could see where they came from and where they are assigned now. Some of them has gone on a wool already and did not report for duty. Next slide. For our drug testing, we have a total of 178 since July 1 who were confirmed positive. Out of them, out of the 178, we have already recommended for dismissal 4, summary hearing 45, under PCI is 85, for approval is 28, dismiss is 3, NUPs and admin cases filed is 7, and we have 2 who are already deceased. Next slide, please. On out of the 938 that were actually included in the CI watch list by DI, these are the following. We have 17 administratively charged, 13 criminally charged, 18 killed. Under DUI, okay, we have 10 who were actually under, whose death is under investigation, and we have 32 arrested. We have surrendered, we have a surrender, 43 surrenderers under the PRR, under President Duterte's pronouncement, and voluntary surrendered of 4 PNP and 1 NUP. The weekly statistics on our 7 focus crimes plus rape is the following. Please take note that murder went down for on the 11th week. Is it the 11th week? Yes, I think week 13. 11th week, it went down. It was starting to go down. 14th week, 14th, 15, 16, 17, 18, bumabaho siya. On homicide, next slide. It's a roller coaster. Okay. Erratic. Because homicide usually is more on hindi nga ho premeditated yan. For physical injuries, we have a total of high of 736 before. Now we only have 506 or 505. So bumababa po ang ating physical injuries. So with robbery. So from a high of 392, we just have, for the moment, 214 for this 18th week. 214. And carnapping, basically from, theft muna. Yung theft talaga, this theft incidence has a very significant decrease, considering that we started at 1,043 on the first week. And on the 18th week, we only have 416, which is more than 60% of the decrease from 1,016. On carnapping on motor vehicles, though it's erratic, it already went down to 5 and 6 for the 18th week. And carnapping also for, next slide, motorcycles also went down. From a high of 168, we now have 80, which is more than 50% of the previous number. Rape has also significantly decreased, though there are still 40 rapists during the 18th week. At least 100, it came from 152, which is actually more or less 35% decrease of rape incidents. We shall now go to double barrel and double barrel alpha actually. This is actually more of what we call a rundown. Rundown again. Double barrel alpha is more or less the same with double barrel. It concentrates much more also with tokhang. But we have other monitoring centers, additional centers that we need to place in double barrel. Before we started the double barrel alpha, which we based on a third-party survey, we had an initial third-party survey of which we based also some of our inputs for double barrel alpha. We shall be showing the whole third-party survey by the end of the 6th month. That will be January, of course. So, as of the moment, the situation as seen by our president states that we were actually overwhelmed by the number of drug personalities. That is why the President actually requested or actually asked for another extension of 6 months. Even though we had accomplishment as a sin, the President still seek the 6 months to solve crime, considering the overwhelming number of illegal drug personalities and the proliferation of drugs in our country. That is why for the Oversight Committee headed by our TDCO, Police Director Benjamin Magalong, we have a weekly Oversight Committee being done every 7 o'clock in the morning up to sometimes up to lunchtime, and sometimes we have what you call a long day. 3 weeks ago, we had validation for 1 week of all the regions, and we started from 7:30 up to the wee hours of the evening, sometimes up to 10 o'clock and 9 o'clock. In consideration of the extension of the President himself and the overwhelming number of surrenderers and the surprising number of drug personalities, we consider Double Barrel Alpha now as a more extensive and much more comprehensive approach to anti-drug campaign. The mission of the Double Barrel Alpha, next slide please, is actually, next slide, to arrest high-value targets. That's one. The second one is barangay drug clearing operations. This is the two main focus which we also stated in Double Barrel. But Double Barrel and Double Barrel Alpha are much more the same, considering that we still continue tokhang in the barangays, but we expanded this to workplaces and the barangay itself. Next slide. On the concept of operations, we have a national task force that is actually chaired by no other than our Chief PNP. Under it is an oversight committee led, one by one please, led by our TDCO. Of course, the members already are the Director Dipos, the Quad Staff, the DP. We also have the AIDG, the CIDG, Crime Lab, and the Legal Service to help us. Under it is the TDCO, who is actually the task force commander, supported by the centers and the Secretariat. Secretariat, Intelligence Fusion Center, the Synchronized Communications Center is new. This is taken charge by our Director of PCRG, and the International Cooperation Center taken charge by Interpol. The Anti-Illegal Drugs Monitoring Center has been there, and we have a what we call an addition of the field inspection for the Evaluation Monitoring Center. A case monitoring center is also taken charge now by DIDM, so that we would be able to come up with faster or swifter case investigations, so that we would be able to resolve cases immediately. Under the TDCO are actually 5 task groups. First task group, just like before, is the high-value target, led by no other than the Directorate for Operations. And we have the AIDG as the focus teams, which shall operate against HBTs. The second one is Project Tokhang, led by the RDs. In here, please take note that we will, please click. We will, the task group Tokhang, please. Please take note that in task group Tokhang, we have additional places where we will conduct the Tokhang. We concentrated much on PNP. Then we have the schools, the out-of-school youth, and the jails. In addition to Double Barrel Alpha, we will now concentrate our expanded or modified tokang to workplaces. This will include business establishments, government offices, workplaces like call centers, terminals, and name it. Meron pa dyan yung mga security providers. We also have the escort providers, and we have the entertainment industry too. Okay. Immediately after the workplace, we go down to the barangay, of which we look forward in clearing it from illegal drugs. That is Project Tokang. Our main and end result shall be a barangay drug cleared. A drug cleared barangay. So dalawa po yung dinagdag na natin po dyan. Workplace and the barangay. So that we will go forward to barangay drug clearing operations. Next slide. Next please. Home. Kindly. We go directly to internal cleansing, which is another task group. Yung internal cleansing is the same as before. It will still be under the Directorate for Intelligence. And this will be part, of course, it will be a continuing activity of the PNP. And we would also want to ask all government agency and all private corporations, companies to do the internal cleansing. We hope that we would be able to come up with a zero personalities in our organization. The fourth task group is the the awareness and education. They take charge, as of the moment, they take charge of the surrenderers. Kung wala pa hong ginagawa ang rehabilitation committee na under po ng Department of Health, sila po muna ang gumagawa ng activities sa mga kapulisan. Yan po yung mga sports activities, yung mga training ng TESDAS, and maybe what you call other social activities to be done. Kung titingnan nyo po, ganun din po ang gagawin nila sa mga PNP, sa schools, sa OSYs, sa jail, sa workplace, and lastly, of course, is the barangay. Okay. And last but not the least, we have the focused investigation teams to be led by no other than the CIDG at saka IG. Kasama rin po dito ang DI, DO. These are actually teams that will have to support the four task groups. There are a lot more things to do and activities to do in the as a focal investigation team, but mainly they would be supporting task group HBT. Yan po ang suporta ng focus investigation team sa ating project HBT. So if you would see right now, Double Barrel Alpha has a lot new, but it's just the same. The focus is still Project Tokang, modified, expanded, or the regular Tokang. We shall consider the end result as a zero drugs in every barangay, or what we may say, all barangays should be cleared by the end of the 6th month. That ends my briefing. Thank you very much. Yes, sir?
Question from Abella.
So may pressure ba sa side ng PNP since nagsimula niyo Oplan ng Baril and nakatapos na hanggang Jan 1, sigurado ba kayong ma-accomplish lahat?
The focus is 1.8 million drug personalities, the first statement of our president. And that was the first survey of DDB. It's 1.8 million. Our passing score is 70% of that, which is 1.26 million. 1.26 or 1,260,000. As of now, we are already at our 960. Wala po kasi yung kwan dyan, yung accounting namin eh. But we wish to say that 8 out of due to Double Barrel and Double Barrel Alpha, we have already 800 drug personalities who surrendered or who were arrested or killed during police operations. But there were a lot more because the survey was done in 2015. We are considering those who have surrendered, arrested, and killed from the time of 2013. Nung naisip-isip na po na namin ngayon, ang nakikita ho namin, yung survey ng DDB is not only based on 2013 to 2015 data. It was based even before. So we are trying to evaluate and we are trying to seek, of course, the DDB so that we would be able to know the time frame of that survey.
Other question?
Sir, ano status ng Oplan double barrel? Stop na ba yung pagsasagawa ng...
No, it still continues. As I've said kanina, Oplan double barrel is more or less the same as double barrel alpha. Only in double barrel alpha, mas marami tayong na-improve na ngayon. Pero we still concentrate in Tokhang, we still concentrate on HVT. That's the two basic approach of double barrel. Now it becomes alpha, we already have what we call the focus investigation teams. We also have what we call the international cooperation centers. Ano pa? Case monitoring center, which is very, very important. Most especially that there are a lot of deaths under investigation. And if I may, on deaths under investigation as of November 3, we have 2,342 incidents. Reported deaths of 2,561. And processed by SOCO is actually 998 as of today. And we also have 681 incidents which were actually investigated and concluded already. We have the victims of that investigation concluded is 712. We have filed cases filed, and then suspects arrested is 438. Suspects at large is 243. All in all, we have 712 cases filed.
Sir, sinabi niyo kanina na yung target natin dito sa Oplan Double Barrel Alpha is to clear all the barangays.
Yes.
Sa loob ng 6 months. And yung 6 months is on this
No, the 6 month is part. July 1 is part of the 6 months.
So, this is in January.
Yes,
Sir,
but we will not expect 100% drug cleared. You know why? Because it takes 2 to 3 months to clear a barangay, and they were only given last October 25, 26 to do the barangay drug clearing.
so hindi kaya, sir, sa 6 months, by January, na maklear lahat yung barangay.
Yes, to be frank. But as of now, it's already being done. We do not expect all barangays to be cleared, but we expect surrenderers to be coming in again. Because we have to clear the barangay, we will coordinate with the BADACs.
Sa mga ilang percent po yun, sir, ilang mga barangays kaya natin kaya maabot lang. Kung hindi naman 100%.
Well, siguro pinakamataas na dyan is maybe 40 to 50%. Yes.
Kasama na ba sa DOIC yan?
Well, the investigation is still going on. We still don't know what one. It's an implementation of search warrant. So we could not.
Consider siya as accomplishment ng PNP? Considering na high value target?
Well, he's already in jail. He's a high value target, but he has already, as I've shown you, he was already arrested before. So he is already part of that HVT before.
Pero sir, na-coordinate ba sa inyong operation dahil meron kayong task group, HVT?
No.
Operation kay...
No. Not in as far as I'm concerned, no.
Bakit kaya, sir? Hindi kaya...
Well, we just have to wait for the investigation so that we would be able to come up with conclusions.
Pero kailangan ba sir na mag-coordinate dapat sa inyo?
Actually, the fact is, all operations should be coordinated with the regional directors. The regional directors has operational control on all national support units operating in the area. Even the Army. If the Army comes in, they coordinate with the PNP. Even the regional director, if there is an operation in his area, most especially it involves ISO, he has to coordinate with the Army. Even search warrants and warrants of arrest being implemented in mountainous areas should be coordinated with the Army. That is why law enforcement works hand in hand, most especially with ISO. Kaya nga ho, ang sinasabi po natin, the assistance of the Army is very important in this case. Lahat po ng operation natin ay coordinated, supposed to be to all law enforcement agencies.
Other question?
Sir, clarify on the DUI. Ilan po yung incidents?
Saan na nga kayo? 2,342 ang incidents. Ang number of deaths reported is 2,561. SOCO already processed 998. And then investigations concluded 681 incidents already. Victims, cases filed is 712, also 712 victims. Out of that 712 cases filed, 438 suspects were arrested and 243 suspects are at large to make it 712 all in all.
Sir, how would you define death under investigation? How is it different from a homicide or
Ano yun? Deaths?
how would you define yung deaths under investigation?
Well, deaths under investigation, we still don't know what's the reason why, number one. Number two, usually these are victims that were found sprawled in the streets. They were just reported by people that they were found in the alleys or in the grassy portions of the areas. And then may I correct myself, 712. Number of victims pala is 712, and then suspects arrested is 438 and 243 suspects at large. Wala yung cases filed.
Okay, may tanong pa po?
Sir, wait. Sige. Sir, since when po itong mga DUI kinatali?
This is from July 1 to November 3.
November
Yeah, November 3 only. November 3 was last Thursday.
Sir, so marami pa po cases na kinatali. Do we see any pattern already sa suspects? Ano mo?
Well, we have to ask the SOCO and the DIDM with regard to that. They have reports already. Soon maybe while we are filing the cases, may mga siguro may kita sa mga pattern tulad ng sinasabi nyo nga, may mga nakatape, may mga nakalagay na drug pusher. Okay? And not all incidents are actually, yung mga DUIs, not all are actually drug-related. Kaya nga ho sinabi natin na death under investigation because we don't know the reasons why they were actually killed.
So sir, how is it different from the other cases under murder or homicide? Or parang kasabay pa siya doon?
Well, actually, DUI cases are murder cases already. Okay? Yung homicide, alam niya naman, yung murder is premeditated. Yung DUI, pag sinabi mong DUI, nakita mo na, tinapon na dyan, that's basically murder. Pag sinabi mo naman homicide, accidental.
Other question?
Sir, yung sa surrenderies, ilang surrenderies ang target natin under the second phase? Feeling ba natin, sir, bang complete na 1.8 million president?
First of all, ginagamit na namin kasi is surrenderers actually. Pati kami noon, ginagamit namin actually surrenderies. Yung surrendery pala is the one whom you surrender to. Surrenderer, yung nag-surrender, surrenderer, may sinurrender ako na gamit. Okay? Now, we are hoping to catch up with that 1.8 million DDB survey of drug personalities. We are trying to come up with the evaluation of 1.8, but hopefully, sana lumampas kami sa 70% ng 1.8. The 70% is 1.26. So, sana naman lumampas kami. Baka pwedeng 1.27.
That's part of the target, sir, kung sa second phase.
Yes. The target is for us. If you have seen, we have separated. There is a consolidation of the whole double barrel from July 1 up to date. There is a separation of double barrel 1 from July 1 up to the 25th or 26th. And we have a separation of double barrel alpha from 26 to date. This is for us to see what new actions or initiatives or strategies the regional directors or the national support units will do.
Okay?
Yes, po.
General, yung nabanggit mo kanina, na lahat ng mga actions kailangan i-coordinate sa mga RRDs. Pag gano'n na hindi na coordinate may mga violation ba?
Well, that will be investigated because there are a lot of police operations also na kung minsan, diretso, ang coordination while operating already. Okay? Pero we will have to wait for the investigation of CIDG. And then they said, may NBI na. But motu proprio, it's IAS.
Sir, paano po natin i-reconcile yung 1.8 million yung sa DICT, pero 3 million yung sinasabi?
Well, yes. Directive of our Chief PNP, 1.8 and then we have 3.7, right? The directive of the Chief PNP is we will concentrate and focus ourselves to 1.8 muna. 1.8 million.
Clarify ko lang po until January this year kung target natin for 1.8 within 6 months.
1.2, yeah, 1.8, yes. Because that's the first declaration of the President, yung 1.8. Siguro pagka yung the other 6-month extension na sinabi nga ng ating Presidente, siguro doon na natin yung 3.7 naman.
So, basically, pag January, sumabot natin yung 1.2 sa Congress.
Sana po. With your help, of course. Sana po sa tulong nyo. Let me correct. There are victims of 712 in the DUIs, and we have 681 cases filed. Yung nga sabi ko, out of that, we have 438 arrested suspects and 243 at large. 681 cases. Iniis din, baka tatanungin nyo rin, bakit mabagal? Dinadahan-dahan po talaga ng ating mga investigador. Hindi ho tayo makakapag-imbestiga kaagad po na within 1 week come up with a resolution of one.
Sir, can we determine kung ano dito yung drug related?
Yes, maybe. But as of now, I don't have the numbers.
Sir, given by Task Force 26, there are 685 drug-related cases. 685 yung drug-related. And ano yun sir, na determinant na sir ng
So
685.
we already have 685 drug-related cases out of the 2,342. Pero dito kasi, ang cases filed na na-report sa atin ng DITM, cases naman ito, okay, 681. It may have been drug-related 685, but 681 had just been filed the case.
So, yung sa issue ng coordination, hindi pa ba nag-learn ng lesson yung PNP? Yung baka sa paano, nagkaroon din tayo ng problema sa coordination, at ngayon, ito po yung incidente kay Mayor Espinosa.
Well, I suppose I could not answer that as of the moment because CIDG will still have to investigate the lapse if there are any lapses in the operations or the implementation of the warrant to Mayor Espinosa of Abella Leyte. So I could not comment on that. They may have the CIDG upon coming up with the resolution of the case will give you the proper information. I cannot comment for the meantime because it's an operation not reported to us, not coordinated to us. They may have the reasons, but it will be investigated, and we will not tolerate any abuse of discretion or authority. The Chief PNP has said that so many times.
Sir, I was looking at the list. Kasi yung sa Alpha, included na yung case.
Yes.
And syempre, hindi makaligtas na maisip yung nangyari nga sa Sub-Provincial Jail, di ba sa Leyte. Now, is that already a part? And we expect more jails to undergo the same because of the double parallel.
Maybe after the investigation of what happened in Region 8, we will come up already with what we call procedures, most especially when it comes to jails. No? Procedures we have what we call police operational procedures that we follow. And if it's not placed in there, we will have to amend, reevaluate our program, and then amend our manual.
Last question?
Sir,
Yes,
sir,
ma'am.
parang issue kasi ni CPNC before, parang papalagawin sa 700,000 surrenders. So, anong plano ng DO, sir? Paano i-intensify yung
Yeah.
paano yung ma-reach
Yung nga, yung sinabi ko po kanina, no? Nung dati, we have internal cleansing sa PNP, sa mga eskwelahan, sa OSYs or out of school youth, and then jails. Sa jail, makikita nyo yung mga pulis po dati doon. Ngayon, pumapasok na po tayo sa mga workplaces, not only in private places, but also in public places. public places like yung mga government agencies, terminals, mga companies like escort systems, entertainment industry, gaya ng sinabi ko, business companies, ano pa, condos, nasimulan na po natin, mga subdivisions. But we need to coordinate with all of this. Pag pumasok po tayo ng eskwelahan, hindi naman po kami basta-basta papasok ng eskwelahan na walang koordinasyon sa DepEd. Yung mga business companies po na private yan, kakausapin din po muna namin yung mga management. That's how the PNP does it. Hindi ho kami yung basta-basta papasok na lang po sa mga lugar ninyo. Obviously, the word there is coordination. But we also want, the other word, your cooperation. Yan lang po ang kailangan natin. Hopefully, when we have done this, we will actually be starting the barangay drug clearing operations, of which we expect more surrenderers. That is why po, kung makikita nyo, joint po, consolidated po ang double barrel and double barrel alpha. It's still called double barrel. But if we would want to see the actions and initiatives, the new actions and new strategies, new initiatives of our regional directors and our unit leaders, we are separating it para nakikita po namin kung saan na po ang diferensya ngayon. Okay? Baka mamaya ho, hindi na ho natin alam yung mga RDs, yung mga ibang region naka-steady na lang, yung iba umaangat. Yes. I think I have no comment for the meantime for that. No? It was CIDG who operated. Basta ang ano is... Yung alin yung alin.
For example, sir, the next ko lang, para pumunta ako dyan, operation ako dyan, would you consider that a coordination kahit wala pong detalye?
That's an initial coordination, maybe.
So coordination na
That's still coordination, but sometimes the regional director has to know the operations of the support units. Pero we are not one. We need to have the case investigated first. Doon natin po malalaman the operators have their own reasons. Maybe meron na silang coordination, hindi lang po dumarating pa kay RD. Sa amin po talaga wala because we give it to the RDs actually and to the operating units.
So may figures po wala tayo na policemen killed in operations? Kasi sabi ni President 2 to 3 a day. Is that, do the figures very low?
We're trying to see that because there really are a lot of policemen who were killed. Actually, yung meron po kami tinitingnan din po sa wounded, marami pong wounded din na hindi pa nakalista kasi hindi pa napapadala. But we will give you the information as soon as we get it. Okay?
But sir, it's impossible, sir, no? Na 2 to 3 policemen are killed every day. Kasi parang thousands na yun, sir, in a month. Kung 2 to 3 policemen ang namamatay araw-araw. Tapos ang data na binibigay ng PNP, 7, 13 pa lang around group.
It's, ang nakalagay doon kasi is 15, 13. These are drug-related incidents only. It does not include all other operations. This 15 is only for drug-related operations. As for other operations, we have not actually consolidated the data. We will have to evaluate it, and maybe we can we would see if how many talaga namamatay. Yeah, we will get the data. Okay.
Sir, initially, ilan na yung namatay na?
Drug-related incidents, 15 killed and 37 wounded. Okay. Kanina po, no, nandun ako sa 4A. I reported 37. And then I reported the accomplishment of 4A. Sinasabi na, sir, may dagdag pa na 6 yan. Hindi lang yan ang namatay sa amin.
Pero sir,
O may ang wounded sa amin. Yun ang sinasabi nila.
pero sir, kung 15 na ang kill, paano ba sasabi ni Presidente na 2 a day ang sinasabi?
Well, the president has his, yung sabi nga natin, 15 is drug-related. There are still others under operation, not basically anti-drug operations that have been killed. Hindi po, ito lang po tinitingnan po natin is anti-drug. Yung criminality na iba, hindi pa po natin na ililista. We will get the information as soon as we get them. We will get back to you.
So yung 15, sir, since when?
Kailan pa ba yun? July 1. July 1. Yes.
Pero
Actually,
yun naman pag nagsasalita naman siya, syempre pertaining to drug
Yeah,
operation.
Yes.
to fulfill sa drug war.
Oo, sinasabi niya, drug war. Saan ang gagaling yung data niya na yun?
well, we will see. We will evaluate that again. We will try to check it out with DP. Yung DP kasi ang repository lahat ito ng mga personnel.
Okay? Maraming salamat po. Magandang hapon po sa inyo.
38 caliber pa rin na confiscated sa mga na nanilaban.
38 caliber?
38 caliber.
Gusto ba yung 38? May mga pwede yata eh. Ang kanyon na yun. It's a target, roller coaster. Okay? Erratic. Because homicide usually is more on hindi nga ho premeditated yan. For physical injuries, we have a total of high of 736 before. Now we only have 506 or 505. So bumababa po ang ating physical injuries. So with robbery. So from a high of 392, we just have for the moment 214 for this 18th week. 214. And carnapping, basically from theft muna. Yung theft talaga, this theft incidence has a very significant decrease, considering that we started at 1,043 on the first week, and on the 18th week we only 196. Assigned were actually 439, and those who went on a wool, DFR and others, is 157. So you could see where they came from and where they are assigned now. Some of them has gone on a wool already and did not report for duty. Next slide. For our drug testing, we have a total of 178 since July 1 who were confirmed positive. Out of them, out of the 178, we have already recommended for dismissal 4, summary hearing 45, under PCI is 85, for approval is 28, dismiss is 3, NUPs and admin cases filed is 7, and we have 2 who are already deceased. Next slide, please. On out of the 938 that were double barrel, it concentrates much more also with Tokhang, but we have other monitoring centers, additional centers that we need to place in double barrel. Before we started the double barrel alpha, which we based on a third-party survey, we had an initial third-party survey of which we based also some of our inputs for double barrel alpha. We shall be showing the whole third-party survey by the end of the 6th month. That will be January, of course. So, as of the moment, the situation as seen by our president states that we were actually overwhelmed by the number of drug personalities. That is why the president actually requested or actually asked for another extension of 6 months. Even though we had accomplishment as seen, the actually included in the CI watch list by DI. These are the following. We have 17 administratively charged, 13 criminally charged, 18 killed. Under DUI, okay, we have 10 who were actually under, whose death is under investigation, and we have 32 arrested. We have surrendered, we have a surrender, 43 surrenderers under the PRR, under President Duterte's pronouncement, and voluntary surrendered of 4 PNP and 1 NUP. The weekly statistics on our 7 focus crimes plus rape is the following. Please take note that murder went down for on the 11th week. Is it the 11th week? Yes, I think week 13. 11th week, it went down. It was starting to go down. 14th week, 14th, 15, 16, 17, 18, bumaba ho siya. On homicide, we have 416, which is more than 60% of the decrease from 2016. On carnapping on motor vehicles, though it's erratic, it already went down to 5 and 6 for the 18th week. And carnapping also for, next slide, motorcycles also went down. From a high of 168, we now have 80, which is more than 50% of the previous number. Rape has also significantly decreased, though there are still 40 rapists during the 18th week. At least 100, it came from 152, which is actually more or less 35% decrease of rape incidents. We shall now go to double barrel and double barrel alpha actually. This is actually more of what we call a rundown. Rundown again. Double barrel alpha is more or less the same